throw in, my parents. If I hadn't done what I did, how much trouble would I have been in?
You probably would have been grounded for sure.
At least a week, probably not allowed to go to the homecoming game that night with the band, or go to homecoming that weekend.
It was. That's. I was wondering about that. I was like, it was in the afternoon,
Yeah, it's because it was homecoming day
and
and we were
eel.
band kids, so we didn't have to build a float.
Yeah, eel. And I was like, ELO was during the morning, so.
Yeah, but that was part of what we liked about being in band was you never had to build a float. You just marched.
Yeah. I mean, you could if you were part of other things other than band, but
What band kid was giving up
well,
that right?
yeah, most of us were like marching, of course. Why
Yeah,
the
aren't
hell
you gonna help
wouldn't
with
we?
the float? I've got to go
Fuck
practice
no.
songs. I've got to practice songs. Like, the only time I can remember that most of us would have been like, yeah, sure, was that one time that Unruh decided we were going to sing. Because most of us joined band not to sing. I know I didn't join to sing.
What bike
Being
do you
quiet,
have?
Thad. I think it's the same one, just a different color tone.
Did you choose the Sprunk? You did choose the Sprunk.
Yeah. Don't you want
Bikes
that
are
immediate
so
shoot
quick.
in front of Thad? Whoa!
Yeah.
How'd you just teleport?
I didn't
You
teleport.
were on the you were on the left side of my screen, and then you moved to the right instantly. Like, it wasn't one of those, like, kind of scoot over to the right. It was just, no, I'm on the right side now.
Oh,
Okay, I made it through
Craig,
that
this is
checkpoint.
scary.
I bet. But so yeah, if I hadn't handled that the way I handled it, I would not have been homecoming that weekend. Because I would have been grounded pretty damn bad. Kind of like, I never told you this, but you
Yeah.
remember how I got in trouble for the whole threatening to harm another student because he kept calling me boy? I got suspended for like 2 days.
I do remember you getting suspended for that, but
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
well,
it
that was why. Because, okay, as you know, in the South, you don't call somebody boy. You just don't. Like, there's a very specific setups
I'm gonna
to why
die.
you do
I'm
that.
gonna. I died.
So remember, in the South, there's a very specific set of rules for if you're gonna call somebody boy, you better be in like a specific, you know, relationship with them, like their parent, or they better have respect for you, kind of thing. And
Right.
he was from Alaska, and he was calling me boy, and I had explained it to him multiple times. You just don't do that, and I had told him, don't call me that. So that's what led to the whole threatening to harm another student thing, which I don't say what I actually had threatened to harm him with, because, yeah.
Oh boy.
We live in a state where that's happened way too many times, so we don't joke about it that often.
Oh damn it.
But,
Do you keep landing on the box cars?
I did for the first one, not on the second one. So yeah, I know what you're
Did you get
about
slowed
to-
down too?
Yeah. But, like, when that one happened, my mom actually was half contemplating never allowing me to play a single violent video game ever again in my life. Because she figured that those were the reason for why I said what I said. Not that, I'm Craig and I know that guns exist. But, so, like, that's an explanation of, I could have been in a lot more trouble for the whole public bathroom thing. Instead, the way I handle getting in trouble is I looked at my dad and I went, you used to crawl through sewers when you lived in Baltimore, and you could have died if it had rained while you were in them. And it was basically just, you're off the hook. I mean, like, hell, before Brittany went off to the Navy, one of the last things she taught me, Sam, and Casey, and honestly, this serves you well if you ever go in the military. You just can't let them know that you're doing it. If you're getting yelled at, don't look at them. Look behind them. Basically, make it so that way you are, like, rudimentally, you're looking at them, but your focus is behind them. That way they think you're paying attention and you're, actually you know, listening to what they're saying, but instead, you don't feel like you're being yelled at.
Right.
So, like, that's what Brittany taught us. Casey taught us the art of never self-incriminate, which that's a fun family story, too. Because, you know, in Georgia, Sam used to take gymnastics.
Uh-huh.
Well, whenever she had gymnastics, basically the whole family would have to be there because we lived like 30 to 45 minutes out of town. Like, you had to take the highway 30 to 45 minutes out of town.
Right.
To get to our house. Like, the first time when we were looking at it to buy a new house, the joke was, if you get hurt out here, you don't call the ambulance, you call the coroner. Like, that's literally how far out. Technically, we didn't live in Valdosta, Georgia. We lived in a town called Naylor, 500 people.
Right.
Smallest town I've ever lived in. So, one day, Brittany decided to take vodka to school in a water bottle. And basically, we were all at gymnastics, and Casey had found out at school that day that she had done it.
Yeah.
Him and Brittany had stayed in the car while all the rest of us went into the gymnastics to basically wait for Sam to finish. And him and Brittany got to arguing. Brittany kept talking about how he was gonna, you know, tell mom and dad about it, and he kept telling her, no, I'm not gonna say anything about it. It's not my thing to, you know, it's not my business, which, you know, my family, we're very much in that style of, if it doesn't involve me, I don't want to involve myself.
Right.
Stop it. Wreck.
It might just happen. Actually, no, we're like in the final stretch, aren't we?
Yeah. So, they get done with their talking, and Casey decides to head inside. Which, if you also know my family, me, Mom, and Casey all suffer from migraine so often.
Yeah.
Damn it, Pat! You just about threw me off.
Damn it.
But now I win. I win! So, Casey decides to go inside, and he goes inside, sits down next to my mom, and they start talking. And she's just rubbing his head, kind of thing. And, you know, he's just kind of leaning his head against her shoulder. And Brittany figures out Casey's ratting her out.
Uh-huh. That's
and
what
Casey's,
she decided was going on.
Yeah, exactly. She couldn't hear anything. She could just see it through the window.
Yeah.
So Casey and my mom were just talking. She, you know, she asked him how his day was, and, you know, he just said it was fine. And it's a normal conversation. And so Brittany comes running in, and in front of my mom, Casey, all these other parents and their children, the gymnastics class, and Samantha, goes, he's lying! I never brought vodka to school, and if I had, it was only a minuscule amount. And you know that look? We already did that one,
Thad.
Thad.
For that one. I didn't mean to do that.
You know that look my mom gets? That, really now? You know, thank you for saying this kind of look.
I think so.
Yeah, I think you've seen it maybe once. And it may have been that first time you met my mom.
Shh, 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 shh. Yeah, with the phone.
Yeah. And so, she looks at Brittany and she goes, he never said anything about that, Brittany. What happened at school today? After that, my parents kept a much tighter lid on their alcohol cabinet.
Oh, man. That's
so,
funny.
yeah.
I never had the audacity to do something like that.
Neither did I. Like, I did a lot of stupid shit as a kid. You and I both know that. You saw most of my stupid shit. You and I have both done that. Yeah. You were involved with a lot of my stupid shit.
Never in trouble for it, though.
Yeah. Usually my stupid shit is only one person's going down for it. So
much better.
But do you know what we figured out with Sam, though? And it came to light after I moved out of the house. Sam had a habit of saving information. Now, what I mean by that is, Sam, she was almost involved in everything any of us did as kids. So she knew everything that happened. Anything we could get in trouble for, she knew. She was a part of it.
Uh-huh.
But she's also Sam. Sam can get away with almost murder in our household and be fine. It's nothing against her, it's just, I don't know what. Somehow, my parents hardly ever believed us whenever we said she did something wrong. So, we found out Sam would wait till we would all move out of the house, and then she would just start telling our parents all these stories about us. Things that we had done that we never wanted to get out. Because of how bad they were. Things that if we had been living with them when they found out, we would have never seen the light of day. That kind of stuff. And Sam would just share it with them the moment we moved out of the house for two reasons. One, she knew she couldn't use it against us anymore. And two, she wanted to see how much trouble she could cause. So, I don't know what she has shared with them. Because the problem is, you can't ask your parents, what all do you know about, because they go, why don't you tell us? And there's a lot of stuff that I know I did that I don't want to admit that I did. Like, because I can't be like, well, what about this one time? And have them go, no, we didn't know about that, Craig.
Well, it's like, my mom, she knew a lot more about what I did in high school than I thought she did. Like, like, after I got my license, you know how they have that rule that you're not supposed to drive with anybody in your car.
In the car. Yeah, until like 6 months.
Yeah, like half a year afterwards.
Yeah, so 6 months.
Yeah.
Fuck you!
I was agreeing with you. But I was just a little bit after homecoming my senior year.
Yeah.
Nice rebound.
Thank you.
We were doing something, and I had gotten the okay from her to take somebody somewhere.
Yeah.
Since it's still, and I was like, I openly admitted to her. I was like, you know, I've actually done this before, so it's no big deal. And she goes, yeah, I know. And I was like, no. And she's like, yeah. Homecoming night, we had the seats folded down, and then the next day, I noticed that they were folded up. And I was like, oh yeah.
That sounds like your mom.
Yeah.
Well, see, like, okay, I have never forgotten this from being in high school. Every time I had to take, like, one of the band kids who was a girl home, or I would just go hang out with a girl, even after high school, when I moved back here after my first college, and, you know, me and Lauren were hanging out a lot.
Yeah.
Every time I would tell my dad, you know, I'm going to do this, that kind of thing, he would immediately go, be careful. And it's one of those things where it's like, I understand he's just trying to be a protective father, watch out for his son, like fathers are supposed to.
Yeah.
But my family by this point also knew how I am. As you know how I am. You know that there's one part of me that I'm not proud of, but it's a part of me and I own up to it.
Uh-huh.
That controls my life a lot more than I wish it did. So, I know that he was trying to be a, you know, a good protective father.
We are almost at an hour.
I know. Like I've said before, a lot of this will end up as compilation footage.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know that he's trying to be a nice and protective father. But the problem is my whole family knows that side of me. Or at least my mom and dad do. So I know it's not like, be careful, don't do anything wrong, that kind of be careful. It's the, don't get anyone pregnant, be careful.
Are you going green or red? Atomic or Sprunk?
I have my own car in this category.
Do you? That's not fair.
My Blista.
Your Bifta?
My Blista. My guy looks so frickin' angry right now, just Like, you remember that trivia game I used to have where you had to play as the Xbox avatars?
Yeah.
And you know how you could control their emotions and one would be like, That's how my guy just looked. Yeah, see, it's the exact same car as yours. Just...
No, it is not.
No,
There's no way
I
that's
can
the same.
tell that right now. Come back! My award is penetrate from behind! Please!